What up guys, Gadget Friendly here. In today's video, we are checking out Amazon's newly refreshed Fire HD8 tablet. Amazon just dropped this gem on us a few weeks back if you guys were keeping up with the announcement, and this new model for 2016 is actually quite the upgrade compared to the original. Amazon has doubled the storage, they've boosted the RAM, they've added a beefier battery. It's also the first in Amazon's existing line of tablets to sport the Alexa voice service. And all of this is coming together at a price tag of only $90. So they've shaved off $60 from the original asking price, which makes this thing a heck of a deal. It definitely seems like it's going to be a great bargain for this year's holiday season, and it seems like a worthy upgrade also for those of us who don't want to use Amazon's Fire 7 tablet, the $50 one. I mean, that thing is a great bargain, don't get me wrong, but you need something a little more powerful sometimes, and this seems like it'll get the job done without breaking the bank. So let's check this out. Let's do a good unboxing and overview of the tablet and the accessories first, and then after I'll walk you guys through the Fire OS 5 and we'll see what the software has to bring to the table. So before we get this thing all ripped up to pieces, let me walk you guys through the packaging real quick. It looks very similar to the Fire 7 tablet, and it's definitely true to form in terms of Amazon colorways and layouts. You can see that I have the 16GB black model. We do have options when it comes to storage sizes and colorways, and you can get the details on stuff like that through the Amazon website. On the back we have some specs for the tablet. It's using an 8-inch HD display with a 1280 by 800 resolution. We have a 1.3 gigahertz quad-core processor, 16 gigs of storage. You can expand that storage externally up to 200 gigabytes with a micro SD card. We have support for 802.11n Wi-Fi connectivity. There are front and rear facing cameras, and also it supports Dolby Digital Audio. So if you plan on streaming media through apps like Netflix or HBO or Hulu, you shouldn't have any issues. And that's kind of the main features of the tablet, or at least what I wanted to point out. So now that we got that all out of the way, let me open up the packaging and give you guys a look at what we got inside. So to open this thing up, you're just going to tear down the strip on the back. This should reveal a tab that you can pull on to yank things out of the box, and then these are the contents of the retail packaging. So Amazon has included all of the essentials to get the tablet up and running and some documentation for you to familiarize yourself with the button layout. What we have here on top is actually also a trial for the Amazon Audible service. They've included this in the packaging so that you guys can demo it on the tablet if you choose to do so. And then the second piece of written documentation is that guide that I was speaking of. It just has diagrams explaining the button layout, and you can use this to familiarize yourself with it if you're not too sure how it operates. At the bottom here, we have some hardware for charging the tablet. They've thrown in a micro USB cable. Along with that cable, we have a USB US style adapter piece. It looks like the power rating on this is 5 volt 1 amp, and obviously you just plug one end into the adapter and then the other end into the tablet. And then last is the HD8. Let me get this tablet out of the plastic and give you guys a better look at it. Alright, so here we have now a better look at the tablet in its full glory. The increase in size compared to the Fire 7 is definitely noticeable, especially when you're holding it one-handed. But I'd say overall, in terms of the physical appearance, the two do actually share a lot of similarities. If you look here at the front of the HD8, it's pretty barren with the exception of the front-facing VGA camera and the ambient light sensor that's just to the right of that. The bezels around the perimeter of the LCD are thinner on the sides too, so I'd say when using it in the portrait orientation, it's probably best held one-handed to avoid covering up the sides, and also from the right, if possible, to avoid blocking the sound coming from the left-facing speakers. With all of that being said, it definitely seems like the preferred orientation for this tablet is going to be landscape. That way the speakers are facing towards you, and if you hold the top and bottom bezels, you won't be blocking anything on screen. The LCD we have here is also pretty glossy, which is going to help with color depth, but it's also going to be a magnet for attracting fingerprints and smudges. So be sure to purchase a screen protector to help with minimizing that, or a microfiber cloth to help with cleaning it up. If you look at the tablet from the top, we got a lot going on up here. This is the area where nearly everything else going on with the tablet is found. From left to right, we have a 3.5mm audio out for headphones and auxiliary connections. We have volume keys for increasing and decreasing the volume, a microphone for speaking to Alexa, a micro USB for charging the tablet, and a power button for turning the tablet on or off, or awakening or putting the LCD to sleep. Looking at it from the right hand side here, we have a micro SD card slot. You can just pull the little tab out with a fingernail and pop it into place if you want to sideload applications, play your own media, or just have extra space for your tablet to download things or whatnot. If you look at the tablet from the back, In the upper left, we have our 2 megapixel rear-facing camera. This also supports 720p video. We got a nice big Amazon logo in the center too. And then the material here, it feels like it's plastic, but the texture feels kind of rubbery, or at least grippy, so it doesn't seem like it's going to slide too easily out of your hand or anything like that. So there it is. That's the quick walkthrough on the tablet. Let's get started next with a walkthrough on the OS, and I'll give you guys a look at some of the functionality found there. So here's a look now at the Fire OS 5.3. This particular version of Amazon's mobile operating system is based on Android 5.1 Lollipop. So although it does look different from a typical Android tablet, it's really the exact same thing under the hood. If you're not familiar with the Amazon Fire OS, it's an operating system designed around providing users with easy access to a lot of Amazon's popular services. So we have specific menus or pages that have been dedicated to things like ebooks, Prime Video, Prime Music, their newsstand, pretty much all of their more popular offerings. What's really cool also is if you're already an existing Amazon Prime member and you've purchased things in the past through your account, it'll automatically sync those to your library so that you can view them on the tablet as well. When it comes to content, let me give you guys a quick walkthrough on some of the different menus that we have. Starting first with books, these tablets may not be Kindles with e-ink displays, but they are more than suitable for light reading and bedtime stories. There's tons of stuff for kids, ranging from Little Golden Books to Disney to Sesame Street. When it comes to operating the tablet, it's also very intuitive. I gave it to my 3-year-old, and although he's not quite yet reading on his own, he didn't have any trouble when it came to figuring out how the tablet works, so it's very straightforward. In terms of content for adult readers, this makes up the majority of the stuff found in the bookstore. Some of the titles can actually be quite costly, others you can find for free or on sale at discounts, so it's a pretty cool little area to come in and do some shopping around. The next menu is for Prime Video. This area can work in a few different ways depending on if you're a Prime member or not. If you're not, then it's pretty much just a marketplace for you to search for video-related content that you may be interested in buying and streaming later. If you are, then in most cases there's tons of stuff for you to stream for free, Netflix style, because it's already covered under your existing membership. This content you can easily tell apart from the paid stuff too, because it's going to have a little Prime stripe that goes across the upper left corner. Anything without it, or anything that's still within the current season, is probably going to set you back some money, so keep that in mind. The games menu, it's kind of a subsection to the apps menu, which we're going to look at in a minute. I think they just decided that games was worthy of its own page because gaming is pretty popular, so you can use it as an area to find, manage, and install games without having to go directly into the App Store. When it comes to actually playing games on the tablet, I tried a few out. The first was Sonic Dash, which actually looks pretty dang good on this tablet, and it's fun as hell. I mean, it had no issues with performance, the playback was great, it was a very enjoyable experience. I also tested Crossy Road. It's another lightweight game, perfect for killing some time, and it hung in there with that too. So I'd say it's not a console, but it's definitely capable of getting the job done when it comes to doing some casual gaming. The shop area is the equivalent of opening the Amazon Store app or going to Amazon.com in a browser. If you want to do some shopping through their site, they've made an easy way for you to directly access the store through the tablet. Apps is the App Store, so it has a homepage with apps from your library, suggested applications, and other apps related to categories that you may easily want to find content from. If you want to go more in depth, then you can click the store icon at the top. That'll take you to the full App Store, and here you can pretty much search around nearly endlessly because there's tons of stuff available through Amazon's App Store directly. Music is the menu for Prime Music. It functions in the same way as Prime Video, meaning that access to content at a cost or not is heavily dependent on if you subscribe to Prime or not. I've never bought anything from Amazon when it comes to music, but I checked the list of free content out that they have, and there's tons of stuff that I listen to, so I was easily able to add it to my library using my subscription and play it back without a problem. It even has an area for lyrics on the screen if you guys want to see those too. Another cool thing about Prime Music is that it supports downloading media offline. So if you'd like, you can save it directly to your local SD card, and then later, whether you're connected to the internet or not, you still have the opportunity to listen to that song. The next menu that we have is audiobooks. Audiobooks require a subscription to the Amazon Audible service. I signed up for that free 30-day trial with that voucher we saw earlier, so I'll give you guys a demo here in a second. But in a nutshell, what the service is all about is essentially hands-free reading. You select a title, you download the title, you open it, and then a narrator is going to go through the book and read it back to you. So you can pause it, you can stop it, fast forward it, rewind it, resume it, skip chapters, whatever you want. You'll have full control of the book. It's just going to be read back to you by somebody else. And then the last menu that we have here is going to be for newsstand. This is like the checkout aisle at the grocery store. So you can find tabloids, magazines on pop culture, news-related stuff, and then you can view it on the tablet exactly like you can with an ebook, and then swipe through different pages, download it for offline reading later, or just keep it in your library if you want to check up on it here and there. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys in terms of the content being offered on the tablet. To finish this review off now, I want to go over some demos of a few specific features. I'd initially planned on going over a whole portion of this video covering Alexa, but come to find out that feature is actually not available yet. It's listed as coming soon. So I'm not going to be able to show it to you, but we can take a look at some photos and some video that I captured using the front and the rear facing cameras. And then I also wanted to give you guys a look at the image quality of the tablet so that you can get an idea of what video looks like when you're actually streaming.
Next time you can come to my home. Yeah.
好，这个几口。
And then they show. And then they show.
Here, hold the tablet and sing.
And then they show. And then they.
So that's going to do it for my samples on photo and video captured using the rear and the front facing cameras. Pretty much what I expected from a $90 tablet. It wasn't too good, it wasn't too bad, kind of just in the middle. Moving along though, let me give you guys a look now at some video streaming in HBO Go. This is going to be of the Triple G boxing match, and then after we look at this, I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's video review on the 2016 Fire HD8 tablet. To give you guys my opinion on this thing as a whole now, I feel that at 90 bucks, it's a great deal. I mean, it's obviously on the budget end of the spectrum when it comes to tablets, but there's a lot of value to this thing, especially if you're a Prime member. So I think it's a good deal. It's also a great compromise between Amazon's inexpensive tablets like the Fire 7 and their higher end tablets like the HDX 8.9. So it kind of finds its own ground to stand on when it comes to Amazon devices. And what I'm really hoping for too is that at some point, someone is going to get us some working APKs for the Google Play Store and Google Play services. That way we'll have the full App Store. We saw that with the Fire 7 tablet a few weeks after it was released, so I'm really hoping that it happens, and it's not going to be too far out. It'll definitely make it an even better deal, so I'll keep you guys updated on that if I hear anything. And that's what I wanted to show you, so I'm going to leave you guys with a link in the description to Amazon's site if you want to get some details or pick one up for yourselves. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one.